All right. There is a lot of Python on hardware going on.
There's so much.
So much so we're going to have a day.
Ooh.
A day devoted to it soon.
8/8.
8/8/2019 is CircuitPython Day.
The most snake day.
It's the snakiest day that look like snakes. So we'll have that going on. The Codecademy CircuitPython course is still rocking along. There's lots of people using it. So go to Codecademy and check it out if you know someone who wants to learn Python or electronics. CircuitPython is a good way to do that. This is kind of big news, I think. There's a plugin for the Atom editor that gets code from CircuitPython devices right into your editor window. So if you like using the Atom editor, you'll like this. And if you like CircuitPython, all these things are combined.
Yes, there's more Atom and VS Code plugins coming. People love making them work great with CircuitPython.
Middle school students make teacher escape rooms at CircuitPython. Daniel in the Discord chat told us about his middle school students who made an escape room. It was just really a number of puzzles based on the Adafruit Circuit Playground Express board, and they did an awesome job of coming up with puzzles and more. They used Circuit Playground and they used CircuitPython. So altogether, they had 14 students, 10 puzzle projects, and it was a lot of fun. That's cool. If you're thinking about making a board and you're like, boy, I'd really like to make a custom board and include CircuitPython, there is now a guide. It's on Hackster.io. They show you how to do it. It's pretty easy. We have over 60 boards right now. I'll talk about that.
Can't be that hard. People have been sending them every week.
In the latest issue of Hackspace Magazine, Sophie Wong has a laser-cut NeoPixel necklace, of course, made with CircuitPython. You can learn how to make the physical bits and then the software bits. Feather format takes flight with the SparkFun Thing Plus. There is another SparkFun board. There's two interesting things about this right now. There's other things that are interesting later, but right now, because we're talking about Python on hardware, it's one, it runs CircuitPython.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Two, this is a feather format.
And it's a 7051,
this is the
which I love.
Adafruit feather format, and all these things combined, and seeing SparkFun do it is a really good thing for not only their customers, our customers, but everybody out there. Go Feather, go CircuitPython. Congratulations, SparkFun, on yet another board that is Feather compatible and runs CircuitPython.
Yes.
IoT Makers CircuitPython workshop in Israel. They did a video and they posted up, so I wanted to play it. This was their workshop all about IoT and CircuitPython.
Awesome.
Other things going on. Lady Ada, you're a Windows 10 user now.
I am now because my Windows 7 machine died.
Yeah, so this is big news. There's Python on Windows 10. The Windows team announced in May that the update for Windows 10 has a bunch of stuff. And from the Python team, you can easily install Python on Windows, and then you get python.exe as a default on Windows. That is cool. It's going to be millions of people using Python.
Python 3.
Yeah, Python
Please.
3. One of my favorite newsletters is Python Weekly, and they mentioned CircuitPython.
Oh, look at this.
In the
newsletter love.
interesting projects, tools, and libraries. CircuitPython, a Python implementation for teaching coding with microcontrollers.
That's us.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yes.
AQO is an air quality object that beautifully and passively displays the level of carbon dioxide in the air. It's on GitHub, and it uses CircuitPython.
This is the Cricut all-in-one board. This is a project that we actually did here to help test our Cricut board with MakeCode and CircuitPython and stuff. But
shows everything.
It kind of does everything. It has buttons and capacitive touch and LEDs and motors and steppers and solenoids. So it's a really good, and servos. So it's really good for testing every little part of a Cricut board. And it's also a good way to teach people robotics because you can then see the difference between a stepper, a servo, and a motor. It's hard to understand until you actually see them moving in real life.
Circuit Playground takes the cake.
Takes the cake.
It was a cakewalk. At the Reading Public Library, Girls Who Code Final Celebration, a Circuit Playground Express cake was made since it was used a lot. to teach in the club.
It is actually one of the most cake-like boards.
The girls made a trivia game, a RoboCat Creed from the Office quote machine, and a magic wand, and they made an 8-disc cake. Yum.
Yum.
Okay, if you have a bunch of boards and you want to have them work with the Quick Connect system, you can check out the Quick Kit. Turn something like an Adafruit Trinket M0 with CircuitPython into something that can work with the Quick Connect. The German version of Make has an entire feature article series on MicroPython. You see all the MicroPython
That's all
boards.
feather boards.
Yeah, and
then I guess
CircuitPython.
you plug into the Featherwing and you can just draw
That's right.
from MicroPython.
Okay, next up. The TI Texas Instruments Premium CE calculator runs CircuitPython, has a little TI Python module, but someone's like, I'm going to take this apart and I'm going to do other stuff with it. They got the ESP8266 inside the TI-83 module, and now they're running MicroPython. So it's Python, 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 MicroPython,
It's just
CircuitPython,
like
Python, Python.
Python's eating their own
Python.
tails.
Okay, this is a SNEC family portrait. Keith is working on this language,
Python-like.
Python-like.
It's like interpreted.
Yeah, it's a
but
Python-like language for
not
hardware,
full Python.
but it runs on really old Arduino hardware. So
Like an Uno.
So our stuff is more on the left-hand side of your screen, more the advanced things. But then there's like 32U4 stuff if you want to run a Python-like language.
You can do
You
it.
can do that. Okay. The Playdate was making the rounds, and someone figured out that it was this STM something something something. So it looks like we'll be able to get Python, MicroPython on
Yes.
it. So we'll find out
STM32
more.
F7. They started with the F4, but I guess they switched over to the F7. But
Yeah.
that's good news for people who want to run MicroPython on it because they'll be able to blow away the firmware.
Yep.
Then you basically get this beautiful screen and the
Yeah.
board, and I'm sure there's some sort of storage on it.
And we'll talk about putting a crank on your devices shortly. Okay, this is the built-in hardware recognition system for the NVIDIA Jetson. Use Python 3.6, OpenCV, I think it's DIB.
Delib?
Yeah.
Div? I don't know. Dlib?
So you
Face
can,
recognition
you can
module.
start doing that right away. This is kind of cool. Wolfram engine is now quote free for developers, and it works with Python. You can check out all the things you can do with it. There's some made with Moo this week. So if you want to check out code
Plus
with
community.
.moo
Code with Moo.
is the site, and then
Yes.
made with .moo is where you download the application.
I trust you.
This is friend of Moo, community hero, tour member, Python core developer, and program extraordinaire
Kushal Das?
Kushal Das blogged about the fun is having with Adafruit Circuit Playground Express board, CircuitPython, and Moo, and you can see the colorful adventures and more. This is some cool code and some cool projects.
It looks fun. I think that's from
Check it out.
PyCon. It's one of the red
Yeah.
DigiKey Python boards.
We released a guide using microbit and Cricut with MicroPython. We have some events. We're trying to collect all of these because a lot of them have hardware things going on. So this is a Circuit Playground workshop, electronics and coding. It's Sunday, June 1st, coming up at the Future Works Makerspace in Brooklyn Army Terminal. Check it out on Eventbrite if you're in the area. There is Pylundium is back in 2019. It is June 14th, 15th, and 16th, and there is some hardware sessions, I believe. Check out, and you can also propose some, I believe. Still, there's time. EuroPython, July 8th through the 14th. Again, more places where there'll be some Python on hardware. This is the Open Source Summit. They combine two conferences in one. It's August 21st through 23rd. Then, September 13th to 17th, PyCon UK. You know you'll see lots of Python on over there. Microbit Live 2019. This will be later on in the year, October 4th and 5th. More Python on hardware. We did some updates to CircuitPython.org. We were up to just about 60 boards. So we added the RoboHat
RoboHat, the
MM1
USB,
by
yeah.
Robotic Masters. We added a new board from the folks at
Escronabot.
Electronic Cats.
Yep. Looks a little
And there's a
shield
USB
board.
hub from capable robot components, programmable USB hub. This runs CircuitPython. And then, of course, we added our own PyGamer. So that's everything in the world of Python on hardware this week. There's a lot.
I know.
So much.